Hello, my name is Chuck Hill, and I'm a musician from Tampa, Florida in the United States. This lesson is for week 3 of Introduction to Music Production at Coursera.org, and I'm going to demonstrate the use of signal flow for recording my Bandmate, and I'll be using Logic Pro version 9 in this demo. I've recorded guitar, bass, and drum tracks. The drums were recorded on 3 separate tracks, a kick and 2 overheads, and I want to combine these into a single submix. The outputs to the 3 drum tracks are currently routed to the stereo output bus, which goes to the master output channel. To create my submix, I must first create a new bus and call it drum submix. I then change the drum channel outputs from stereo output to the drum submix bus, and then create an auxiliary channel that has the drum submix as its input and outputs to stereo out. To do this in Logic, I go to the Options, Audio I/O Labels menu, so I can go ahead and rename that a bus. Select bus 1, rename it to drum submix. I can then go to the kick drum channel and change the output from stereo output to the drum submix. Notice that Logic automatically creates this aux channel for me with the drum submix as the input and stereo output. Nice little feature that Logic provides. I'll go ahead and reroute the other 2 drum channels to the drum submix. And let's go ahead and see what happens. I can take the drums out with 1 fader, bring them back up. But notice I can also, because it's post fader, I can still mix the individual drum tracks. I can add inserts and so forth. So I can still finish the mix down on my drums, but when I'm done, I'm down to 1 fader for controlling that. The next thing that I want to do is I want to go ahead and add reverb to the remaining parts, guitar and bass, and also the drum submix. I'll add in reverb as a parallel effect by creating another bus and aux channel, insert the reverb effect, and send a post fader signal from each channel to the reverb bus. I can then adjust the amount of reverb for each channel that will mix in with the dry signal. Okay, first thing we'll do is we'll set up our bus by selecting one and renaming it. Call this reverb. Then go to our options menu under the mixer, create the auxiliary channel strip, stereo, and we'll go ahead and select the reverb bus as its input. And then we'll insert a reverb. Okay, it's already set to 100% wet, so we're good to go. We're going to skip the first 3 drum channels because they're already covered in a submix. But what we'll do is we'll start creating sends. First in the guitar channels. Double check, make sure it's post fader by default, yes. Reverb. Okay, let's go ahead and add some reverb to these drums. Back that off. Add some to the guitar. A little bit to the bass. Okay, we'll adjust that some more later. Let's see what it sounds like, just a reverb. We'll solo the aux channel with the reverb. That's what it sounds like. Okay, there's a reverb sound. We'll mute the reverb. And that's a dry sound. There's a reverb. Okay, so we're all set up. We have a submix for the drums, and we have reverb for our instruments. I hope you found some useful information here, and thank you for watching.